I am Tabitha King. I am the owner of Healing Motions, and I am a chronic illness specialist who helps African American women who break free from generational cycles and trauma while getting to the root cause of the issues using holistic principles and biblical principles so these illnesses do not continue to their children and their children's children. Before I get going today, if you are watching on YouTube, please go ahead and click the subscribe button and like my channel in order to be in the drawing for a giveaway. Also, click on the bell to receive notification of when I will be going live. So, for today, I want to talk about, are you afraid of being unloved? Or in other words, do you feel rejected? All of us have insecurities. Even the most outwardly confident people we know. Minor insecurities can be in our occasional challenges, but when life suddenly erupts like a volcano, insecurity turns into panic. Want suddenly feels like need. A hidden pocket of unmet needs suddenly quakes and leaves a cavern. The fear or the feeling of being unloved is probably our greatest source of insecurity, whether we are able to articulate it or not. The Bible teaches us in Proverbs 19:22 about man's chief desire, as it says, what a man desire is unfailing love, better to be poor than a liar. What in the world does that mean, right? Well, being better off poor than a liar, how does that have to do with, what does that have to do with a man's unfailing love? Well, think about this for a moment. The Holy Spirit is pinpointing the deep origin of our constant cravings to have more and more of anything. He is implying that our human tendency is to stockpile belongings or amass wealth in order to satisfy a cavernous need in our souls. He is also suggesting that we are lying to ourselves if we're saying that our greatest need is anything besides unfailing love. In the verse Proverbs 19:22, it desire actually implies a deep craving. Each of us craves unfailing love, a love that is unconditional, unwavering, radical, demonstrative, broader than the horizon, and deeper than the sea. And it would be nice if that love were healthy, liberating rather than suffocating, and whole. Wouldn't you agree? If you have suffered from an unhealthy taste of love in your lives, how are you dealing with it? Are you stuffing your feelings so that you only want to feel numb? Are you sick often because no one sees you and you feel that's the only way to get someone's attention? So you stay in a state of dis-ease. I want you to think about this and do not condemn yourself or feel guilty. There is no shame, blame, or guilt here. I want you to make sure that you know that this is a no judgment zone. For truly, we've all sinned and come short of God's glory. It's just time for acknowledgement and awareness in order to move forward from feeling unloved to feeling loved for the rest of your lives. I've definitely been there. It was a very lonely place where I felt so insecure in my own body. I felt rejected and isolated. I felt invisible and needed to learn how to be seen. So whenever I became sick, I had more people calling to check on me and to see how I was doing. Honestly, I had never thought about this before, but there are times when we just want to be noticed, that we end up back in a cycle of pain because no one is there for us in those moments except for when we need them or when they need to be needed for us. That's a limiting belief that the enemy seeks to destroy you by thinking. In the Bible, you will see that unfailing love is mentioned 32 times in the Bible outside of this one. And they all refer to one source, God Himself. So many of us have become so distant and disconnected from God because the enemy wants you to believe as he deceives you into thinking God is hateful and wants you to stay in that insecure place. But the devil is truly a liar. He only comes to steal your joy and your peace. While you're focused on thoughts that no one loves you, God came to show you He truly loves you more than anything or anyone else in this world. You are His favorite, just like I am His favorite. He made you on purpose and He made you with purpose. You have a great plan for your life, but while you are focused on those beliefs that are keeping you burdened rather than able to enjoy your life, the devil is winning. So you got to get back your joy. Is that what you want? Do you want the devil to win? Do you want to stay in a state of insecurity? Or do you desire to be made whole today and learn a different way of living? Since I've been there and know all about that life, I stayed in that state for far too long. But the great thing about it is God knows our flaws and doesn't condemn us. Whether or not we stayed in the place of not believing He was good, can we really be honest here? Do you feel like God is not near you because of all the things that's going on in your life? Whether it's poverty, chronic illness, rejected by many, isolated and alone, obsessed with money, but still feel alone? That's only because the enemy has a trap set to make you believe all of your circumstances are there to keep you in bondage. The truth of the matter is, Jesus came into this world not so you can stay in a state of slavery, but so you can move forward in a lifetime of wellness and be made whole. But even as believers, we sometimes get caught up in our own situations where we can no longer see anyone else, and we start to believe we're alone. It's time to start thinking something different and moving from insecure to secure in the one and only God who can turn your life around moment by moment. You just need to accept who you are and whose you are, and you are God's child. You are to be God's child, and in order to be His child, you must recognize that you are royalty, a child of the King. Sis, if this resonates with you in any way, please don't hesitate to respond to the call. Schedule your healing activation call as you recognize the needs and urgency to get your heart in alignment with the one who truly loves you. God sent His Son into the world so that Jesus came so that we can have life and be free from all bondage and pain and strife. I want you to go ahead and click the link that's in the description that will help you to get towards your healing. So click on the healing activation call link. I want to hear from you if you are feeling unloved, and I look forward to speaking with you and helping you move into your healing. Be blessed.